Would you believe that all this music was created with a single sample of a kitty cat purring? Purr turned into congas. Purr turned into bass drum. Arpeggiations. Meow synthesizer. Old school synth. Welcome to
One Sound Resound,
a contest in Soundpaint where we're going to take one single sample and create a whole sonic universe out of it together.
Meow.
You know, it's so weird to record these videos and just staring into this glass lens. It always freaks me out. I hope I'm loosening up gradually in these videos. Forgive me if I'm not. It's so important that we can just be ourselves. Hi there, my name is Trolls. Welcome to Soundpaint. Welcome to
Resound,
Resound.
Resound. There are many ways of saying it. One Sound, Resound is a new competition we're making for Soundpaint, where the premise is to only work with one sample. The winner will win $500, and they can choose whatever they want from the Soundpaint catalog. And this is really just a celebration to the arts of sampling, and at the depth of it, the art of creating our own instruments. But with Resound, we only have one sample, and for every competition we're going to do moving forward, it's going to be about just one sample. What can we do if we only have a singular source of audio to work with? This is something I've been doing for decades. When I started with samplers, we only had a couple of kilobytes to play around with, and that more or less meant that I only had one sound. But within one sound, there's tremendous beauty and opportunity. In this example today, and how we're going to kick the whole thing off, I just took a somewhat mundane recording of our family cat, Brix. Brix is an old rescue cat from wine country. He was rescued in the fires, and he's been with us for many years. He's a sacred little soul. A Sunday morning, a couple of months ago, Brix just wandered over the bed and was purring, and I just happened to pull out my phone. The reason I want to use the Purr example is because it's not inherently a great sample to work with. But in this video here, I want to show how much we can do with a somewhat scratchy, dirty kind of sample. It's not perfect, it's certainly not musical in a conventional sense, even though there's tremendous beauty hidden inside of a cat purr. In the first part of the video here, I'm just going to throw this one cat sample into Soundpaint and just show you what we can do with it just without any form of manipulation. In the second part of the video, I took the same purr and put it in an advanced audio editor and really chopped it up. I'm going to show you all that I did there as well. That allows me to go deeper into the sound. Welcome to Resound. This is what it's all about. Just having fun, celebrating the sonic arts. Let me just show you the video here of Brix just crossing my bed on a Sunday morning. I don't think anything brings me more joy than just to start this whole Resound thing than with Brix. The sound of a cat's purr to me is just the sound of safety, warmth, family, everything's good. Now, the first thing we got to do is to get the purr inside of Soundpaint. If you haven't already, you can download Soundpaint for free here. You're going to download the part from the contest webpage on the Soundpaint website. The link is in the description. And then unzip that file. In Soundpaint, we're going to click on the drop-down menu on the left corner here and select Manage Library and Parts Directories. Click on Add Directory. And now just drag the furry, purry cat part into the directory window here. Click Open and then click on Full Rescan. After scanning is finished, make sure you click on the user icon here and the parts icon. You should now see the cat purr Brix part, and you'll find it down here under the unclassified category. Down here we have Brix in normal condition. So sweet. Up here. And if we go all the way up, we just get 30 seconds, almost like a kind of a drum or something. And I bet you if we go all the way down here, we're gonna get some growling predator. That sounds totally like the predator from the movies. I can't do it, it's like... So cool, by the way, a little kitty cat. Something more visceral, dark, and bigger.
Down in the octaves here.
I thought like the first thing I wanted to do with this sound was just to open our time stretch module. We're just gonna stretch time here, but retain the pitch of the sound. And then it occurred to me, if I take our rack time module and I take speed so slow that time freezes, I almost get this sort of bell-like quality. And all of a sudden, we have playable bells. Isn't that sweet? Frozen kitty cat. And I kind of got curious about like playing with this sort of time bell-like function. So here's another variation of it. This reminds me more about like metallic singing bowls. And I added like a filter and delay to it, which gave it more of a sort of filmic quality. Or an old clock or something. I mean, I would never have thought that would be a kitty purr. The same thing here with the playable bells. Like the quintessential train station sound, like train has arrived at Terminal 5. Yeah, it's perfect. I also figured out it could be fun to kind of do a noisy cat, if you will. So we have normal purr here. I took the time module again, but this time I went the opposite way and made it as fast as I could. Add some distortion. A little bit of EQ. So particularly highlighting the deep ones here so we get more of a bass drum quality down here. A little bit of compression. And then some filter as well to give it more sort of a quality of immediately swooping down the filter here. And even up here, in the highest of highs, we'll find our hi-hats as well. And combined, you can do something like... And we can try the same thing here, just take it an octave down. Or maybe minus 12. And you'll notice here that I'm using our ADSR module release here to trigger the length of the sound here. Let's see what happens when I mess around with it.
There's some volcanic activity down here. You hear that? Doom, 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 doom.
Kind of cinematic. And for me, this is a good example of like just, explore the sounds with your heart. I always talk about like how the ear lives inside of the word heart. And for me, this is exactly it. It's like, another little trick that I like to do is to play with the EQ and sort of find new beauty. Let me activate the filter here and let's just try to move the EQ around until I find a sound profile I like. I'm going to shorten the release a little bit here as well. Now, one of the most rewarding effects inside of Soundpaint when it comes to creating rhythms out of any sound in the universe is to go inside of our effects section here and click on Gate. Gate will essentially open or shut down the sound at any point. So that means you can play any material and essentially generate rhythms out of it. It's done like this. Here's the Purr. And I'll gradually apply the mix of the gate into it. When I use this effect, I like to normally use it outside the natural range. I can still hear the Purr sort of mixed in here, even when the gate is really tight. And that's cool if I want the Purr kind of feel inside of the sound. But for me, I kind of want a more cinematic quality out of it. Let me try in the highs here. But it could also be cool to go down in the darker region. Let's go like minus 24 on the guy here. And go way down. I can open an EQ here. Try to highlight different frequencies. Maybe use the offset here to sort of go deeper into the sound. So I'm not starting at the initial part of the sound here. I'm going into the sample itself. Just to hear if I can find another attack profile. Oh, that was kind of cool up there. So I'll use another EQ now and try to highlight like what I like in it. That's cool. And maybe I want to control the mix of the gate here on my mod wheel. I'm just going to right click here and say add MIDI CC automation and move my mod wheel. And I can now control the mix. You can do that with any value, any slider inside of Soundpaint. Such drama hidden inside of the Purr. This is what it's all about, you know, going deep into the sound, using our sonic microscopes be like oral Sherlock Holmes. Now, up to this point, we've just been playing with the Purr sample across the keyboard here. We've been going to Soundpaint, try to use different effects, just play with time, try to mangle the sound in different ways. But we can go deeper. If this was sort of our sonic microscope, we can go to like subatomic levels as well when it comes to really going inside of the sound, inside of the sound, inside of the sound, inside of the sound. Almost see it as sort of sonic kaleidoscope. We're really, really trying to squeeze our way into the Purr now and see what's really inside of there. In order to do that, I like to use third-party editors. I use SoundForge here in this case, but there are free ones like Audacity and many others that really allows you to go deep into the sound, far deeper than we can do inside of the editor in Soundpaint. There are bass drums, snare drums, hi-hats, synthesizers, Hammond organs, percussion, anything I want inside of the sound when I really go deep. I want to play you a demo right now and just know that everything you're about to hear was made with the Kitty Cat Purr as well. I just want to play you the end result of it here. Just know that it all came from the Purr and I'm going to explain exactly how I did it. Isn't it just the cutest thing? For me, I don't know why, but I can hear our cat inside of it. Let me just try to break down the track here. First, we got a little bass drum. We'll notice that I'm using EQ here to highlight frequencies and make it more bass drummy. And sculpting the EQ here on my mod wheel. Pretty beefy like bass drum. We have a cute little like meow synthesizer. We can add a little bit of plate reverb and shimmer to it, and all of a sudden we got kind of a beefy sounding bass synthesizer, also made with the Purr. I took tiny snippets out of the Purr, just little clicks almost, and put them inside of the arpeggiator. And a little bit in the same vein of things, also created hi-hats out of the Purr. And more meow synthesizers. In this case here, I used a little bit of filter on the sound here. Let me remove the filter. Almost like a Hammond organ. If I take the glissando off here, we should have like a... We can add the filter again. But it was a monophonic sound here with glissando, so let's put it back on here. Just has a cat quality. And if we notice up here, we'll see that the micro pitch here gets a little more wild when I move the mod wheel up here. And how do we make a cat into a synthesizer? Well, I go inside of an advanced editor, I take a very, very tiny snippet, a millisecond of the cat, I loop it, and all of a sudden I have tone that becomes an oscillator. I put it back inside of Soundpaint. I use our one note stretch here, and all of a sudden I have a playable cat. There are many tricks inside of advanced audio editing that can really go deep. Also coming from the cat here. Now, it helps when you have a really good filter. In this case here, I'm using the ladder filter, which is a true analog model of the famous Moog Model D. I absolutely love this filter here. It just has that sort of retro warm quality to it. And yet another synthesizer. I like to sometimes just to do different mini compositions, just to sort of throw things around, try different ideas. So this is a different composition, but made with all the exact same programs. But there are infinite amount of ways of doing it. So we're really just looking forward to see what the hell you guys are gonna do with it. Like, how far can we push the kitty cat purr? and I can't wait to see what you're doing.